When I work with children, I tell them there's only one next step. Once you're aware that you're getting angry and you can feel the energy coming into your body, there's only one next step. And I'm going to share with you what that step is in just a moment. I'm Dr. Scott Turansky. I've written the book Good and Angry, Exchanging Frustration for Character in You and Your Kids. And you can find that on my website, which is biblicalparenting.org. Now, I'll tell the story of Daniel. So Daniel was 12 years old, came to me when his parents brought him to me. Actually, the coach recommended that he come and see me because he'd get angry on the mound and he would freeze up and they'd have to pull him out. And so I met with him and I said, tell me, when is it that you start getting angry? Is it when you throw a bad pitch? He says, no, when I throw a series of bad pitches. I said, okay, let's develop a plan. I can't help you develop a plan that's from somebody else. The Joshua plan or the Bill plan won't work with you, Daniel. You have to have a Daniel plan. He's starting to brighten. He obviously is getting more hope because a plan produces hope, not just in children, but in parents as well. When you have a plan for dealing with life's challenges, you don't have to use anger to solve problems. Well, we went to work to develop this plan for him. And so he developed various things that he was going to do and say. Those are the two areas that we work. We develop a plan that you're going to do and say. We created a T-chart, and on the left-hand side of the T-chart, he could write all of the things that he would work on and develop. He had to write those things. On the right-hand side of the T-chart, parents and others could make their suggestions of what they do. It was a great opportunity for Daniel and his dad to go and interview other people. How do you handle your anger? The question's important when you're doing the interview. How do you handle your anger so that you don't explode, but you can manage it? And so what we're teaching children to do is not go punch a pillow or yell in the woods. What we're trying to do is we're helping them learn self-control. We're trying to teach them how to manage themselves. They have to be able to release that energy that's inside, and you can do that using self-control strategies, but you have to say things to yourself, and you have to do things that are particularly helpful. Here are some things that some parents tell me, and this is what I said to Daniel. Here's what some things that some parents or some children do. They might step back, because as soon as they step back, they're not pushing forward. Many kids want to push forward with their anger, and they really need to pull back. And so stepping back helps. Sometimes children walk around the room or even leave the room for a moment to settle themselves down. Many times children need to be quiet, and so they choose to close their lips or put their hand over their mouth just because they know they're feeling angry and their mouth is what gets them into trouble. Sometimes a child might go and get a drink of water because that relaxes the energy that's inside their throat and so on. So it just relaxes their muscles. Children say things to themselves like, I want to grow out of this anger problem, or I want to get over this quickly so that I can handle this better. And so we help children say things to themselves and do things. Sometimes children say, I pray. When I ask them what their plan is, they write these things on the left-hand side. And so as a parent, you might say, son, before you're free to go here, this is not at an angry moment. This is at a calm moment. Before you're free to go, you need to write 3 things down on your left-hand side of the page. And so if a child who's refusing to do that and being defiant has another issue, but we're going to require that they do this. We're making this anger management plan, and then we're going to use it over and over again. So with Daniel, he started working on this, and in 2 weeks, he was back in my office, and we saw amazing changes in his life. He was able to stay on the mound, and he was able to pitch the balls, and he had told himself, I'm not going to listen to those people in the stands, and mainly my parents. I'm not going to focus on what I just did. I'm going to focus on the next pitch. I'm going to kind of evaluate, did I lift my leg the right way or whatever. So he had a plan, and when he started working the plan, he was able to remain more calm. Children can do this. It takes a lot of work and parental guidance to make it happen, but this is key to emotional self-regulation in kids.